Hello and welcome to Survive the Unexpected with your host Frank Casino and my best friend man Brian. And today we're covering episodes 11 through 13 of Big Brother 2, and this is Kent's HOH reign. He won the HOH
Oh boy.
at the end of episode 10, and is something that's for sure.
Yeah. He starts off first they go over Shannon leaving and how sad Will is about that. But Kent being the HOH is a whole new level of HOH itis like that we haven't really seen yet.
He has an easy setup to nominate Mike and Will. That's what everybody wants to do in the house. Well, besides Krista. Krista does not want that.
Right.
Mike and Will don't want that.
Chris is playing a great middle game.
Yeah. So, but everyone else is like Mike and Will, Mike and Will, Mike and Will. And so he goes off the rails and thinks about nominating Bunky at one point, Hardy, Monica, Krista. He thinks about almost nominating everybody in the house at one point. And
I just can't believe you would even say Bunky's name, by the way. Like I would think that Kent would think that would be his number one ally, right?
yeah,
Doesn't he consider Bunky his number one ally? So why would he do that?
It's to get him more screen time.
Listen, you're probably right.
That's literally what he
right.
said. He said that. He goes, so I can get you more screen time. Bunky's like, I don't want no more screen time. Don't worry about my screen time.
No. Bunky's so over it already, and we're just getting started. Like, there's still so much game left.
The episode's so early on, and you see him Kent walk around in his HOH robe with the cigar, and like he's like, feel good.
The slippers on.
Yeah. Oh, his HOH reign is so fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I just don't like Kent. I hate men like Kent. Like, I just can't stand like that I know better than everybody else type of person. And like the clip of him just complaining the whole time, like, oh my God, how dare they give me fruit? How dare they? Bro, like, they just gave you fresh cut produce. That is a good gift.
But it was funny. Bunky's like, they gave you gay food, Cat. They might be saying something.
Dude, Bunky was teasing the hell out of him. Kid didn't even pick up on it. He was so like wrapped up in like not getting what he wanted that he, completely was just like didn't even pick up what Bunky was laying down.
Right. And so this whole time, Mike has a feeling he's going to be nominated, but we do not see him once try to make a deal with Kent, try to go out of his way. We do see Will do it, though.
Yeah, Will does it for Boogie.
Yeah, and for himself. He makes a deal he's like, look, I won't put you up. Don't put me up. He's like, not a problem. And Will's like, I don't really mean it, but I'm just going to tell him what he wants to hear. And he's like, this way I can hopefully get like a Bunky up and say Boogie this week. That was their plan. So we see Will doing the lion's share of trying to save Boogie this week. Not a ton from Boogie.
No. I mean, this is what frustrates me. I'm not a big Boogie fan, just for you guys watching. Like, I'm just not. I never was during All Stars, and I never was during this season. And to me, I don't get the hype of him, but like, this is a perfect example of like why Boogie is not a good player. He's just emotional and he's just likable. Like, he's a fun guy. Like, and they go over that this season of how he's the fun guy, and he brings everyone together. He's so fun. But like, that's not a good player. And I don't know. I just don't get the hype for Boogie. But he's nominated and he blows up on everybody and says horrible things to people and just expects people to save him. And he makes Will do all the dirty work of actually, like strategically doing, like taking care of the problem. Boogie can't do that.
Yeah, so we get Kent making a deal with Will. I won't nominate you. Will does try to get Bunky up because I feel like if Bunky does go up this week, I feel like Bunky could go home. I think Krista would for sure vote Bunky out. And I think Nicole could be convinced as well to vote Bunky out.
Yeah, Nicole already has history of flopping back and forth, so it would not be surprising if that's what would happen.
So I think if if Kent would have went off the rails and nominated Bunky, which he almost did.
He almost did. He definitely almost did.
But we do get Kent nominating. Oh, we'll get to we forget the food challenge, but it's the pyramid. Oh, Krista's answer to her fruit, and it was a fruit question. I forget what the question was, but she goes mushroom.
And Bucky was like, I didn't know a mushroom was a fruit. It was like it was asking like 3 different types of something, and they were pears. That's the question.
Yeah.
Like 3 different types of pears, and she thought they were mushrooms.
Yeah, she's like, I don't eat pears.
Obviously, you don't eat mushrooms either, honey.
But they get, it's food. It's kind of, I personally like the ones where people go on the diet. So this is the one where everybody wins.
I miss food comps. I do enjoy food comps.
Me too.
Especially team food comps where they're doing it as a team.
So we get to the nominations, and he nominates Krista and Mike, which isn't the biggest deal. Like, he could easily say, Krista, you nominated me, so I'm just returning the favor. But he goes and sits there and targets her character and says, you've stabbed so many people in the back, you've broken so many people's trust. And it's like, it's so unnecessary. That all
it really is.
Literally all he had to say was, you nominated me, so I'm just returning the favor.
He has to do everything so big and bold all the time. You know what I mean? Like, he has to be, the smartest and the coolest person in the room. And it's so exhausting. He doesn't do it in a way that like Will does it, because Will does that too. But he doesn't do it in a way that Will does it. He does it in such a negative way, and it drives me nuts.
And then Boogie freaks out. He's like,
freaks out.
I saved you the first week, but like, you should have got a deal from him then.
You have a car. They keep bringing that up.
Yeah, he should have got a deal from him for not nominating him.
Yeah.
Say, hey, Kent, I won't nominate you. A lot of people want me to nominate you. But when you win HOH, they'll nominate me. If he makes that deal, then he doesn't have this problem.
No, so. I agree. I think that he definitely got wrapped up in the emotions of being HOH, and just like the power hype from it, that he didn't take time to think about what he actually was going to do.
Yeah, it was a crazy pre-nomination ceremony.
Yeah,
with him going nuts and asking, and like, it was just a mess.
It was such a mess.
Yeah. So
my computer's dying.
So that pretty much covers episode 11. When we get to episode 12, and Mike, it just goes to Mike being pissed off about being nominated again. He's extra pissed off that he's nominated with Krista.
Yeah. Do you think the show really shows the relationship like that much? Because I feel like they spent so much time on Shannon and Will, and like with Krista and Boogie, they like barely touch on it. Like, it seems like Krista doesn't even like Boogie that much. But maybe I'm incorrect.
Well, you don't clearly remember at the very end of the season.
I remember what happened at the very end of the season, but they didn't even get married, did they?
No,
I didn't think so.
No. So I think she likes to play the field. I think that's her thing. I think they're just having fun. That makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think they do like each other, like care for each other, but I think they both realize it's just a fun thing.
Yeah, nothing too serious. I don't think they can get too serious, especially when you have kids involved. You know what I mean? Like, it just isn't going to happen that way.
Yeah.
It just isn't.
Krista goes around asking everybody, hey, did I betray you? Did I betray you to everybody? And then she goes and confronts Kent and is like, they said that I didn't do none of that. You're a liar. But like,
why would you say that about me?
Kent's like, well, they're not going to say it to your face, Krista. I'm sorry.
It was such a weird. I mean, all he could, like, he said it in his confessional. Well, she nominated me. Well, that's all you had to say. That's all you had to say to nominate every time. Well, you nominated me when you were head of household, so it's an eye for an eye. And
that's
and
all he had to say.
Way smoother than than the words he chose to say instead.
And Krista can't be mad at him.
No, but she is.
She is. We get to sorry, I lost where we were. Oh, Hardy doesn't want to talk game, which is hilarious. He throws like this big baby fit. It's like, I'm in these alliances. I never want to be in alliances. Now I'm with people. I don't want to be with people. It's like, bro, shut up.
I hate and listen. It's obviously like early season itis. You know what I mean? Like he has no clue what he's even saying because that's the game.
That's
and like
the game.
people eventually, it gets to the point where people understand that that's the game, and they understand like the fatigue that comes with it. So
right.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So what'd you think of the little Mike Boogie doing dance moves with like Bunky and Will?
I mean, I don't know. I just don't like Mike Boogie. I don't know. I just am not a Mike Boogie fan. I never have been. And like I remember when Mike Boogie was like the epitome of Big Brother. Like everybody talked about him, everybody loved him. Chilltown was the best alliance ever. Da da da. And I don't know. I just don't like Boogie. I don't find him good TV either.
That's not true. Like, would you say Chilltown's the best like TV alliance in the ever?
Chilltown is the best duo ever.
Right.
Except for maybe people would be in the running for this would be like Dick and Danielle, Derek and Cody, Tyler and Casey. Those are some really great duos over Big Brother that can maybe contend. But I still think that
I think they're the best duo because they did it in our All-Star season.
That's true.
And they did it so up front in front of everybody in their face. They literally wore Chilltown shirts going into the house. Like they both wore Chilltown shirts in the house. Literally said, "Oh, we're Alliance. They won, and they controlled the game." So
we'll get to this. We'll get to this later on in this podcast too. But can you believe that America hates Will so much? Because I love Will.
Will's great.
Even like if I were like to like look at it in the perspective of like a first time watcher, I still love Will. I think that he's great television. So it really surprises me that America doesn't like him.
I think the best thing that happened to this season was Shannon being eliminated.
Yeah, especially this early. I'm glad that she went as early as what she did because that's what needed to happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we get some awful dancing by some white boys, which is hilarious. Then we get to a music competition. They get to guess what's my favorite. Where they're guessing who CDs is which is Kent gets Michael Jackson. There's one black female in the house.
Yes.
So he goes and names everybody but Monica.
And to tell you what, Monica wins that comp. The comp was like just tossing CDs and doing like a moving bucket.
This is like one of the like famous comps of the old. Like it's so bad. It's like
so bad. Yeah, it's so low budget. So low budget.
They're literally tossing CDs into floating
into a floating bin in the pool. Like so easy. But Monica wins because it's one of the only competitions she probably can win for girl. And she is jamming. She's jamming, man. She go around the house dancing, moving, grooving. I love Monica. I love when we finally get Monica television.
Yeah.
She's such good TV. And she's herself.
Mm-hmm. She's always herself, which is a positive. We get a lot of people talking about how they're so happy that Shannon's gone. It's so much more peaceful. Mm-hmm. It's a little kumbaya in there, and everybody's like, it's chill. Pun intended. But we get to America's Choice where it's a phone call from a loved one. And like out of the person to win it, I think the wrong person won it.
Honestly, me too. I agree. I'm really surprised. I really am surprised that they didn't do Nicole. I don't know. Or like Bunky.
Or Krista.
Or her daughter. Krista, so she can call her daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
America doesn't care about that shit. America just votes who they love.
They voted for Hardy.
The vote is so like skewed.
They voted for Hardy to win. He could talk to his grandmother.
Yeah.
That was it. And then, we also got to see everybody who they miss. I miss, my husband, my wife, my kids, my, so and so. We got that scene going on too. So we get Will trying to work on Nicole about voting
while she's shaving his legs. Let me just say, And he's like, oh, I use it as a strategy. No, you didn't. That's probably like the only time that you actually have one-on-one with Nicole.
Hey, if we were on the Big Brother house and I asked you to shave me, would you?
Yes, but not from the belly button down or the knees up. That's all on you. Everywhere else, it's fair game.
To
like
be
I
fair,
shave
that's
your
what...
back if you want me to, because we're just friends like that. But below the belly button or above the knees ain't happening, friend. Ain't happening. You're on your own.
To be fair, she's not shaving like that either. I think she's shaving her maybe his thighs, but nothing like that far. Like,
no.
And you can see like it's not even like that. But yeah, Will drops a little seed, say, hey, how can we get Mike to stay this week?
Yeah.
And Nicole's like, vote Krista. He's like, well, would you? And she's like, I'm not against it. And she's like, could we make that happen? And she's like, I think I can make anything happen. I was like,
dude, Nicole is such a good player.
She's underrated. I would love to see Nicole play again.
Oh, same. I bet she'd be good.
Mm-hmm. So Will's really trying to put the work in, but Nicole wants to hear from Boogie. Yeah. Nicole wants to hear Boogie say, I want to stay and I won't target you or nominate you, stuff like that.
Right. She just wants some confirmation. There's nothing wrong. I agree. I would want something. Like, you can't just do it for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, what do you get out of it? Like, why is it good for my game? You got to tell that stuff to people, you know?
Right. And I completely agree. I would want some confirmation too from the person itself. Mm-hmm. I'm not taking someone's word through somebody else's word. Just not. We get a Big Brother haunted house segment, which is pretty bad.
You know what though? I was thinking about this earlier, not to like cross game again, but I would like to see an actual haunted season of Survivor. Not Ghost Island, not Vanuatu, but like an actual, like, that's the main theme of the season, is like a haunted season. I think it'd be really good. You know what I mean? Like, not bringing up like past, like Ghost Island theme was not it.
What do you mean by haunted exactly?
Like, just like a darker theme to Survivor. Like, I don't know. Like
more scarier?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it'd be good.
So I am somebody who don't know if I necessarily believe in ghosts or not, but I'm one of those people who will not tempt fate. So like if there's a Ouija board, I'm not there. I'm not with it. I'm going outside to shoot some basketball hoops. I literally told my wife.
Ghosts or not, because like paranormal stuff kind of scares me a little bit, but I've never seen that shit happen in person. So like,
why tempt it?
Yeah, I'm not about to go looking for it or anything like that. But like,
so
I don't know. But you know what? I also really don't believe in aliens that much, and people think I'm crazy. So I believe that aliens exist, but I don't believe they come to Earth or they care about us enough to, or it can live long enough to get here.
Look, there's got to be something living on all these other planets.
Oh, absolutely. I just don't think they can get to us.
Exactly. And the ghost thing, I told Mariah, said, you play with the Ouija board, we're done. So
Frank ain't fucking with no ghosts.
No ghosts coming. I ain't no Ghostbuster.
I'm dead. But no, I do. But hey, like, Kim was pointing it all out. He was like, look, there's a cross the grass. Freaking Monica out, man. He was like, look, that wasn't there 3 days ago. And she's like, holy Jesus. Like, she's not about it.
And Will's lying about his cousin dying in some kind of accident. And they're like, he's like, swear to God,
Kent doesn't last long in this game.
Swear to God. And they're like, oh my God, this is so crazy. So we get one of those house meetings again, which I love. I love house meetings too. They just need them all the time. Mm-hmm. We get Nicole yelling at like everybody about cleaning. Like, you guys are some filthy bitches. And she's like losing her mind.
Pissed, dude. Pissed. But who cleans the toilet twice every 2 days? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I think Monica had a point. She was like, you're literally over cleaning and you're mad because we're not all over cleaning.
I mean, I get it if there's a bunch of poop stuff on the back or something. Like, you shooting and like you're not cleaning after yourself, I get that. But like
I get that too, but that's not happening every 2 days.
that's
No
not
way.
having, yeah, exactly. You're
No,
not
I think
eating
that she's
spicy
just
food all the
OCD
time.
probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like I get it if someone's making nasty ass stuff in there and not taking care of it. I 100% get that. But
Yes.
like if you can't tell that anybody went to the bathroom the last 5 minutes, you're okay. So she argues with everybody. Hardy gets really annoyed with her. Monica gets really annoyed with her. It just
See, and then Kent complains because everyone's like lazy and they're all young and they all don't respect him, blah, blah. Oh, you don't see him cleaning. He's probably used to his wife doing it for him, honestly.
especially the time. She probably stays at home. She probably stayed at home with the kids. He probably brings home the money. That's just the way
it was back then.
Back then, yeah. And like it's if you do it now, there's nothing wrong with it doing it now, man or woman.
I know a lot of girls that, well, I don't know a lot of girls, but I know some girls that have boyfriends that don't want them to work. They want them to stay home and be a housewife. You know what I mean? Which nothing wrong with that. And I value a man that wants to provide that way, but that does happen still nowadays. You just don't see it as often.
I would love to retire and put my apron on and be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
But that pretty much ends episode 12. Like a lot of this week is just Kent being a man, Boogie being pissed, Will trying to save Boogie. That's basically what because Mike pretty much checked out and said, "Look, I'm not going to try it."
Does it irritate you that Mike can't like save his own game?
It is a little irritating. I definitely think he plays head and shoulders better than All Stars. So yes.
He does play better in All Stars and Big Brother too. I agree with that.
And it's hard because
he's just like the Amber. He's like the Amber of like Brother. Like he's like
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
There's at least 5 winners that are lower than him in the winners ranking. At least. I'd put Boogie at like 12 in the winner rankings. 10.
We'll see. I need to rewatch it.
Like for sure, there's no way Jordan is touching his win. There's no way Rachel is touching his win with all the production help she got. There's just like Josh's win. Josh.
Listen, there's one thing I will credit Josh. One thing I will credit Josh is the goodbye confessionals.
Yeah.
I think that he perfected that strategy and did a good job. And I think that helped him win the game. But other than that, garbage. Yeah. Sorry, but
I think Boogie's win is better than Ian's.
I don't know.
When we watch Big Brother 14 again, there's a lot of weeks where Ian is lost. Where do you put
Steven?
I think Steve.
Steve, yeah, sorry.
I think Steve is a better. It's hard. I think he's right around the same area as Boogie. Like if you said he was a better winner, I wouldn't like say you're crazy. If you would say he's like a slot underneath him or slot below, 2 slots below, I wouldn't say you're crazy either. I think they're right around the same area.
Adam's probably in there around there somewhere too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot because like with Big Brother, there's talking about a winner of Big Brother. There's so much more content to go off of. So much more content. I mean, you got live feeds plus an extra, double the episodes of what. That's why we're doing. If you guys haven't noticed, that's why we're doing every 2 seasons to every 1 season of Big Brother because it kind of evens out, but it's also the same amount of time. There's like 15 episodes of Big Brother or Survivor when you count the reunion. You double that up as around the same length as one Big Brother season. So this is long for us. This is like for me.
I love this season, so I flying through it, especially after AO. I'm being serious. I'm never watching that season again unless I have to. Unless I have to for like some kind of list or like it's just some kind of special.
They've already covered it on Robin's podcast. So I mean,
and listen to them. They talk about a lot of negatives. I swear they say nothing but negatives. I don't even hear positive things. It's just about the characters. That's it. That's how everybody says to me. The characters. So we get to episode 13. We get a fun fight with Mike and Kent. And Kent's just sitting outside. And Mike's like, "Are you looking at me, Kent? Huh? You want some of this?"
Mike,
Like,
let me tell you right now, Mike is not hard. I would not be scared of Mike at all, no matter how big I was or he was. He is just does not radiate boss energy. He just doesn't.
And Kent's so like, "What are you talking about?"
Y'all are stuck in the house together for the next however long. Like, why you gotta be like that, you know?
Yeah. So we get that was fun. That was like 5 minutes. I was made me laugh. But we get Kent making a final 3 deal with Boogie and Hardy. And then Hardy telling Nicole about it, which is a terrible gameplay for one.
Nicole, Nicole's in the middle. You know she is. You don't give her valuable information that could ruin your game.
Because he immediately goes up to Kent and was like, "Hey, Hardy said you did this," and Kent's like, "No, it was Hardy," and it was Kent.
It was Kent.
It was Kent. And
it definitely was Kent.
And then Nicole's like, "I don't even know who to believe. Is it Kent or Hardy? I think they're both lying to me." So yeah,
she was not happy. Nicole was not happy in that moment, and I think that's more important than what it didn't go over it very long.
Yeah,
but I feel like that was an important moment.
Yeah.
Then we go to the home videos. Touch on Mike's business partner, and then Krista's coworkers as well. I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't think Mike is a good-looking guy either.
No, he's not. He looks like a clown.
And Mike Boogie's business partner is like, "Get rid of the 0 and keep the hero, bro." Oh, they're so hard.
I'm so glad he's voted out of this episode.
It's so
sorry,
hard.
he's just so terrible.
White boys go hard in this season, man.
And then Mike, Will's like, okay, now Mike's gone. Now I got to replace him with Hardy.
Which is kind of fun. It's crazy because he does make a 3-person deal with Hardy and Nicole.
Yeah.
And Hardy and him really, like he's like, Will is just playing him. And it's just like,
oh yeah.
And they're in the confessionals, 100%. And they're like,
Hardy's just letting him.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I for sure have respect for him. And then like he cuts like a confession of him, like, oh, I'm still gonna. It's like a replay of I'm gonna get him back. So
yes.
So it's like it's so funny.
I wish Hardy was smarter than what he is.
Yeah, there's a good player in there somewhere.
There is.
But it goes to the. So we do get Boogie does agree to like staying around with him and Nicole, but it doesn't really come together really.
No,
we don't ever see it. We get a round table with Julie, and she asks some questions. Ask Krista to like how she feel, and she's gonna target Kent, and she stays. Which, if he just said, "I'm returning the favor," there's no reason to target him.
No.
He made himself a target.
And Julie goes over her deal with Will too, about talking with Will and making a deal being together, and she kind of goes over that with Julie too. So it's definitely on her mind.
Yeah. We get the HOH interview where talk about Krista being upset, Will's his deal and everything, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta look out for myself." And we're getting down like after Boogie's gone, it's really only one Chilltown member for sure left, and that's Will.
Yeah.
And so Will's like, he's like, I gotta make sure, like, he knows it's not gonna be this Chilltown against Top the whole time. Which, if Kent had the right idea, just was executed very poorly.
Yes.
So
I agree.
But we get to the eviction. It's everybody votes out Boogie except for Will.
Yeah.
They had
and he knew he was going. He knew this. I mean, they went over all the episodes that he was going home this whole time, and he knew he was going home this whole time. And Will tried to flip it, but it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah. And he gets a little touchy moment with Will and Krista. He's like, "The loyalty you showed me, Will, in this house, bro." And then he was all about Krista, and he like gave her a rock.
So weird.
that
So
someone gave to
cheesy.
him for when he was getting on the show or something. And he's like,
It's like Will and Shannon had like the perfect showmance, and then Mike's like, oh, I want a showmance too, and like just picks Krista and then like tries to do all this like cute, amazing stuff, and it just doesn't pan out. Just does not pan out.
wait, was it this episode's or was it the episodes prior where he falls asleep in her bed?
I don't know. I can't remember, but yes, he goes in his bed, in her bed, waiting for her to come, and she purposely doesn't go because she feels awkward. And he was like, I'm just gonna sleep here then, and just sleeps there to where when
And
she
he's
finally
snoring.
goes in there, he's just there. It's so awkward. God, I'd be like, get out of my
Will
bed,
gives
bro.
him the what's the suit called? It was
The what?
the suit he was wearing. I forgot what it was called.
Oh, I can't remember.
What it was Will's, and he's like, "Dude, you look fly, bro."
Oh, his kimono, his Japanese
Kimono,
kimono.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
That was funny. I was dying. he's like, dude, if this don't work out, I might have to break
Look,
up Nicole's
Boogie's good,
marriage.
like funny TV. He needs to
Yeah.
like not be on Big Brother. I don't know. He needs to be like a Bad Beach One reality show. Like that's where he belongs, somewhere over there.
Just real life.
Yeah, honestly.
So Mike gets evicted.
Thank
Like I
God.
said, he says goodbyes to Krista and gives her a rock.
She cries.
You know, Mike's goodbye speeches, Mike's exit interview, basically saying, you know, when I was up against her, I knew I was done. I wasn't gonna try to win. And he told her that on their birthday episode with them that he wished that she would win this show.
Yep.
But we get multiple choice hidden answer.
I love these HOHs because I think it's so fair. It's so fair. I wish Survivor would do these more.
I wish I do think they need to add more physical stuff to it, but it needs to be a well balanced. It needs to be like one mental, two physical, two mentals, another mental, physical. You know, just make it even.
I would like for them to do the marble comp more in Big Brother. You know, I'm talking about like the rail, the ball and rail challenge in Survivor, where you have to continuously do the balls on the rails. Yeah. I would like to see them do that in Big Brother more. I think they've done it before.
I don't think so. Not Big Brother.
I think they have with like balls. Like, didn't they do it on one of Dick's seasons?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
It's been a while since I watched those seasons, so
yeah.
But yeah, this is the one where you have the faces, you have to answer the questions. It's about the people who left the house, and if it's nobody, you put a blank space. Hardy wins, and he's so cocky after this. He's like, damn, it's hard to be so good and shit. It's just like he's laughing at himself.
All of a sudden, I think that Will made a smart decision on making a deal with Hardy before that HOH, because if he wouldn't have, Will would have been toast. The Hardy would have been the one person that would have came after them if he was. But I think Will is just smarter than Hardy and got to him first.
Yeah, I think his relationship with Nicole also helped with that. Yeah. Relationship going with Hardy. So this is just a week of Kent being like the first really messy HOH.
Yeah.
And HOH
and watching Will wheel and deal on the bottom.
Yeah, and try to smooth talk and communicate with everybody. And then Mike throwing a big fit. That's this week. I thought it was fun. Kent wearing the robe and being such a mess was so entertaining to me. I'm having a blast. I know you're not having the biggest blast, but I am.
I don't mind it. Is it a little bit harder for me to like stay focused? Yes, I'm not gonna lie, but you say Big Brother 3 is so much better, so I'm excited for Big Brother 3.
I see. Okay, it's been a while since I rewatched it, but I remember liking everything about it except for the winner.
Right.
And the winner's not even that bad. So
that sounds like me with like Karang.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I would say she's probably on the same.
Dude, I freaking put in Corey's org that I didn't like Michelle, and I got roasted in there. Like, there's so many Michelle stands in that chat, and I just don't understand it. She's a social queen. No, she's not. I just don't think that she is.
So if you guys are watching this, go check out the Survivor Heavyweights podcast where I was a
Frank
guest
was a
on.
guest on there.
Yeah, we bullshitted for about 3 hours, and we probably could have bullshitted for another 3 or 4 more.
I'm gonna watch it tonight before I go to sleep.
So, we talk about Michelle. That Michael's a Michelle fan. Me, I'm not so much. I'm telling you right now, I gotta get this gif of Michelle doing this at Tribal.
I'm saying, dude, you need to, so I can just send it to people whenever they're trying to argue about it.
Like she plays the perfect second place game. So these are the episodes this week.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try to record again Sunday. Is it Father's Day this weekend?
No.
I
think it's the second Sunday of June, isn't it?
I don't know. I better check, because if I make plans to record and it's Father's Day, I might get yelled at. So
that's right.
Even though it's my day.
I don't think so. I think it's the Sunday after.
No, it's not to the 20th.
Okay, that's what I figured. I figured it was later.
So don't worry about it. We're gonna try to record again Sunday and get
Sunday.
Push some more content out. We did do a live on Facebook, on our Facebook page. So if you want to watch that as well, we went over 5 people we want to return from Big Brother and Survivor. We did it in person because we hung out last weekend.
Yep, Frank came and visited me, and good old Quincy. So
yeah,
glad that he did that, and we had a good time and ate some good food and had some good talk, and it was wonderful. Yeah. Appreciate him. I really do appreciate him driving all the way and spending money to come.
Yeah, that's exhausting.
And I will come and visit him. I know. I will come visit him next time.
Yes, it's her turn. With less people, it's a lot easier.
Yes.
Traveling with 2 kids is not easy.
No, it's
but yeah, like I said, I love Big Brother 2, so I'm having a blast. We're gonna get through the next couple episodes, and we're getting down to it. How many people are left now? We got Will, Kent, Bunky, Monica, Nicole, Hardy. Am I missing somebody?
Did you see Monica already?
Yeah.
Bunky?
Yeah, okay. Will, Nicole, Hardy, Kent, Bunky, Monica, Krista, Nicole. So 8? Right? Or 7. There's 8 or 7 people left. So we're getting down to it.
Bunky, Hardy, Will, Kent is the men. And then Monica, Nicole,
and Krista
is the girls.
So 7 people left. So that's fast. That's we're getting down to it. Yeah. Home stretch. We really see. I love the end game because Will just calls everybody out.
Yeah.
And this is before they're sequestered, so all the things he's saying in his confessionals, the people voted out get to see that.
Yeah.
So the things he's saying, what he's doing in his confessionals, also is a strategy of his to tell him what he's doing.
Yeah.
So that's
gotta explain his game as he goes. And that's exactly what he does.
Right. Exactly. So he's entertaining us and also telling the jury what he's doing.
Yes. Yes.
So that's why you can't be rude in your confessionals during these first 2 seasons. So
jury management happens in Survivor just as much as it does in Big Brother. And both of them rely heavy on jury management. So
I think Big Brother has some of the more bitter juries.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
14 is super bitter. 19 is super bitter. 20
16 bitter?
No. 15 wasn't bitter.
20 was a little bit.
Yeah, it was so, but it was just people that didn't know the game. We're gonna cut it off right here.
Yeah.
This is the.
You guys don't want to hear us talk about this crap.
Yeah. So this is the end of our coverage of episode 11 to 13.
Big shorter than normal, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was basically rinse, wash, and repeat.
Yeah, I agree.
And so it was fun, but like it was saying to rinse, wash, and repeat for the 3 episodes. So, but yeah, this ends our coverage for these episodes. Like I said, we're going to try to power out these other ones soon and really get into it. And then we'll start Africa soon. I really want to be done with Big Brother when Big Brother starts. Because I hopefully that we probably will cover through both Survivors, but like I don't want to be like in the meat of Big Brother and covering the current Big Brother season and then doing an old Big Brother season all at the same time.
Oh God.
So
I mean, we're not going to be doing coverage on the new season of Big Brother, are we? Or do you want to?
I think we should.
Maybe live.
I think we should just do like we're doing now, like cover of the week.
That's true. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
just one episode cover the week. So
we'll talk about it.
yeah, we'll talk about it. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.